I thought that was a request to join.
Yeah, you have to hit that button.
Oh wait, there you go.
Well, you can do that.
Yo
Yo, yo,
yo, what up?
what up, though?
Oh shit, bro, how you feeling?
I've been better, but I'm powering through.
Oh, guess who I got with me? I'm in the coffee shop right now. Guess who I got with me? To my
Who-
got the gimbal.
Oh, shut up, Saucy. For anyone that is out there watching, go support Frost is Rad. He's got plenty of awesome music out right now.
Yes, sir. It's my guy. Hugfest they just played. Got the new album coming soon. Little emo boy on the way.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bro, so you watched the Tiny Desk?
Not yet.
You
I
didn't
just saw
watch
the
it yet?
clips. I watched the clips of it. I've been kind of busy the past couple hours, but it just came out at like what, noon, right?
Yeah, it started at noon. Guess who's on the drums on it?
Oh,
Detroit's own Daru Jones, who played with Jack White and all them, played with Slum Village back in the day, played with Nas, played with like tons of people. Dude's resume is stacked, and he's
that's
from Detroit.
nuts.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I'm about to watch that like right when we hang up. So I've been
dude, it was really dope. I made sure to watch it at noon. I had to
hell
dust off the Billionaire Boys Club hat for this too,
yeah.
out of
Got the
respect for
BBC.
Pharrell.
There you go. All
But
right, so where do we start with this album, bro?
I say we just go right in order, bro. I've got the track list pulled up right here. We got
The
the
only
album.
not
So
Coke rap song, the first one. The only
yeah. So I think so. Last night is when I heard it first. I ended up doing a free trial to Apple Music because Ebro and Apple Music did like a live stream event of it starting at 11, where like Clipse was actually there, and then it was like broadcast through the speakers like with crystal clarity and everything. So I had my
Oh, that's
headphones
cool.
and I listened to it for the first time at like 11 p.m. and then it came on the streaming services at midnight. And so then I just kept listening to it pretty much all night long.
That's fun. No, dude, you told me that. I think it was like about because I was like 30 minutes out with the group text me, you and Sean. I'm like, and they were like, oh no, Apple Music's doing this live stream. I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, you
Yeah.
know what? I'm already committed. I'm gonna just wait for it to drop on my streaming service and call it a day.
Yeah.
But I'm about to, yeah, I gotta go back and watch that video. The only clip I saw the Tyler one or the with the POV, and I saw what was the other one? I think I saw like Stove God's story. I think he was there. So of
Yeah. There was a lot of people in the room. Those live stream events are kind of strange because, like, so Ebro hosted it from Ebro in the morning. And
course,
it's just kind
Evo
of strange
Darden.
because, like the DJ's playing the music, but people are just kind of sitting around while Push and Malice are on stage, kind of just like mouthing the lyrics. You know what I mean? They're not like actually rapping it live or anything. So those events are a little bit strange, but like I wasn't
Have
really
you ever
paying
been to a
attention to it
local one,
anyway.
like an album release party?
What's that?
Have you ever been to a local album release party?
I don't think I have actually. No.
It's about the same. It's
About the
about the
same.
same. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just people like kind of like listening to the music and getting feedback and stuff like that. Like it's cool. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, but it is, to your point, it is a little awkward. Like if you're not used to it, like if you're expecting like a concert and not getting that, they might
Right.
chime in every once in a while. But it's mostly just like to kind of like play it for people and kind of gauge the audience, like who's vibing with it.
They did kind of go through some like after they got done with the album, they did perform a couple of their classics. They did like
I heard Grinding.
Grindin' and Mr. Me Too and shit like that. So that was kind of cool.
Uh,
But the Tiny Desk though, that's where it's at. That's to me that's better.
Literally, as soon as this is done, I'm gonna go watch that.
Definitely. Well, let's
Yeah.
go do the album then. So I guess we just start right in order. I've got title pulled up here, so I got the track list and everything. So track one, you got "Birds Don't Sing" featuring John Legend, and I don't know if you probably haven't heard this yet since they talked about it on the live stream last night, but it's actually Stevie Wonder playing piano on that
You
song.
texted me that last night, and I'm like, that has to be one of the dopest things. But I'm like,
Busted
hey,
out
you
my
got the Stevie.
shirt.
You know, I actually have. I was looking at my Stevie hat from the concert earlier this year, and I was like, I should wear that, but I'm like, nah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't go with the fit today. But Nah, that even know that because I know like he does like random things. Like I know he played like harmonica on like that Travis Scott song, so he's
Yeah.
just like known to do random shit every once in a while.
That just like totally kind of tells you where there's levels to this rap and stuff. You know what I mean? Like they have Stevie on the keys and John Legend on track one, Kendrick on track two, Tyler on track three. It's like, holy shit. It's a lot of
Uh,
hitters on this album.
I tried to invite Sean to the chat. He declined, bastard.
How many people can you do on a live stream? This is actually, I think, my first real official live stream on here.
I think hold up. Ross is right next to me, but I'm gonna invite him anyways. See.
But anyways, yeah. So Birds Don't Sing. That song's super personal to Push and Malice because the first verse details Pusha T's last conversation with his mother before she
Right.
died. And their mom and dad died like 4 months apart from according to what they were saying on the Tiny Desk. And so verse 2 is Malice's final conversation with their father. So that one's like pretty deep and personal to them. And I thought that one kind of gave me the chills a little bit the first time I heard it, like knowing those
I
details about it.
kind of got that vibe from it from the second verse because he was talking about the Bible verses when like you must have been already like ready to go at that point. So I
Yeah.
feel like it would had to be like closely related with that. But yeah, I mean, for anybody that's off prepared or anything, that's something that really stands out. Like it's to me that was like one because you don't really hear. Well, I can't say for Malice because Malice hasn't been like, active for that long. Like this is like the kind of return for him. But
Yeah.
Pusha T doesn't really get to like introspective and personal like that like too often. So that was kind
Right.
of a nice touch of base on that too.
Yeah, I totally
Um,
agree with you on that.
but no, I really enjoyed that track a lot. Man. Like it was really well done. Like the production, I feel like John Legend. Who was the band that was on it with John Legend?
Who was what?
It was like an orchestra or a band with them too. Like
Oh,
who
let's
was it?
see. Voices of Fire, it says.
Okay, Voices of Fire. Yeah. It was like really well done, like high production value, and just like knowing the story of this album and how it came out. Because this was like supposed to come out last year, and then the whole label thing happened, and then they tried to push the Kendrick verse out, which we'll get to that. I think that's the next song on there.
Yeah.
Um, just to like know how the backstory of that, and then they went the independent route with like a distro deal, and yeah, it's just cool to see it finally come to life, man. And I feel like that was a good way to start out the album of like I think it's what 14 tracks. I'm not looking at a track list right now. I'm
Yeah,
literally
it
going off memory.
is, let's
We're
see,
going
officially 13 tracks.
13 tracks. Okay,
Yep.
so to have like 12 co-rap tracks and one like introspective track on there
Yeah.
is a really good balance.
No one does that coke rap like they do that coke rap.
And then I'm so happy to see my guy Stove got on there, but we'll get to that later.
Oh,
Speaking
yeah,
of
hell
coke
yeah.
rap,
That's
but
the
yeah,
perfect marriage. I'm so glad that finally came
I've been
about.
waiting so long for that. But anyway, let's do them in order. So next one is
Yeah,
the Whips and
so
Chains one.
Chains and Whips. And I
Chains
think
and
this is
Whips.
such
Yeah.
a baller statement to have it actually be on the album because for anyone that ends up watching this or who's watching it right now as we do it live, Def Jam did not want, well, UMG specifically, not Def Jam, but UMG did not want that song to happen given the lawsuit that's out there with Drake right now. And I don't know if it's just because Pusha T and Kendrick's names next to each other or if the fact that Kendrick mentions Trump on it. One of the two made them not want to do it. So for Pusha T and Malice to pay $1 million to get out of their deal with Def Jam, go independent, and just sign a distribution deal with Rock Nation just to keep this Kendrick verse is freaking crazy to me.
That
And
says a
like,
lot, man. That says a lot.
yeah, it
Like to
really.
like the actual power of like what that was gonna do. I mean, because mind you, Kendrick is arguably not just the biggest hip hop artist, but he's probably one of the biggest. He is the biggest artist in the world right now.
Yeah, for
Next to
sure.
like some pop star I can't think of maybe.
Yep.
But like just to really like dial in and really want to like make sure that you are really put yourself first and that art first and the creativity first over like what the money aspect of it is really cool to see. So I'm really happy that they really focus on art on that one.
I agree. And something that I can't take credit for this is something I actually saw on Twitter that I thought was super dope. So if you go back to the last time Pusha T and Kendrick were on a song together, it was Pusha T's Nostalgia. And in that song, Kendrick has that whole scheme where he's rapping everything that relates to the number 10.
Mhm.
And so on this new one, on Chains and Whips, Kendrick goes through this whole gen scheme where he's rhyming everything with like Generation Z, Genocide, Gen Zinc. Like he's doing this whole gen rhyme scheme. So it's like almost piggybacking off right where they left off with a different rhyme scheme that's in the same kind of style as they did on the last song they had together. And I just thought that was like a brilliant little Easter egg too.
That's cool. Actually, I didn't keep that like on the
Yeah.
first listen. So, and I've listened to like you went through what 4 times at this point?
I've listened to the whole thing 3 times. I listened to that
Okay.
Chains and Whips song they dropped on Apple Music like earlier in the day yesterday. So I've listened to that thing like 10 times in a row yesterday. I've heard that one quite a bit now. But yeah, so this is another one that really made me happy, going right from Chains and Whips. And actually, before we leave that one, I got to talk about how awesome Malice sounds on this shit after not being out. He hasn't had any music out in 16 years and
Yep.
just comes on here. And I think he almost bested
Hasn't lost a
Butch on this
step.
whole album.
Hasn't lost a step. I mean, he had to.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, he did.
he really didn't have a choice. The expected option is, Bush, didn't he get nominated for a Grammy for like that last project he had? Was it
Yeah.
Daytona?
Yeah, he did. And
Yeah, so
that was the weird year for the Grammys where it was like Royce was in there and Pusha T was in there. It was like the COVID year, wasn't it?
yeah, it was like the one where they had like pretty much all of like the hip hop acts you wouldn't expect to be there, but should have been there all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Straight up.
When the time where they got it right. I think it was not the book around. What was it? Allegory? Was it not? Yeah.
Yeah, and then so moving on to track 3, we got another heavy hitter feature with Tyler the Creator, which I know you're
POV.
going to be super happy about. This is something that probably has been a lifelong dream for Tyler. Tyler's one of the biggest Pharrell fans, one of the biggest Clipse fans, and you can tell that this meant something to him with how good his verse is. At least in my opinion, I thought he smoked it.
Yeah, like he was rapping on that. It's cool to see, and it wasn't like, because there's different sides of Tyler, but like it was cool to see like the actual like him just bar the fuck out and just trying to like because he's a great rapper. Don't get me wrong. In fact, he's like one of the better like creatives.
Yeah.
But it's like to have like that next level is really dope, and to like actually keep up. Cause like Malice like is one of those people where he's very elite. Let's put it that way. Like he was elite over Push for a while until he just stopped rapping. Like you said, it's like this is just popping out after like 16 years. So to have like Tyler like really, I mean, he didn't have no choice but to take it seriously. To be honest with you, that's like his, like you said, that's his people. Like that's somebody or a group that he's looked up to from the start. Pharrell, it was his mentor for a long time, and now I'm assuming his friend. I don't know, how this industry works, but I'm assuming they're friends.
Yep.
But to have like them as like collaborators now, and to have like featured on an album, or sorry, the artist that you kind of grew up listening to, and then being featured on that's probably got to be a big deal for him. So yeah, he definitely took that seriously.
Definitely. And honestly, like if we're keeping it a being, like there's a ton of hip hop albums that drop all the time, but like aside from GNX, the last thing that really got me very, very excited that I went and bought and I listened to constantly is Tyler's Chromacopia. So it's nice to hear him still like in that mode, and he's definitely still got his rapper brain going for sure. He's not in vacation mode yet.
I mean, he's on tour right now, so he can't be on vacation mode. But yeah.
I wanted to go to that show so bad. It was just
Tell me about
expensive.
Tell me about it. I tried to I tried to work my circles because I got a plug on some stuff at LCA now, and I'm like, can we hook that one up? He's like, yeah, we already got clients. I'm like, yeah.
You've seen him once before though, right?
Saw him twice.
Or a couple times, right?
Yeah, I saw him twice. I saw him when Goblin came out, and I saw him when Call Me If You Get Lost came out.
Who else was on that Goblin show? Wasn't that like a super small?
It was all of our Future except for Earl and Frank.
That's sick though.
Yeah. It was like all of them except for those two, which are the two bigger names other than that.
Yeah. And so the next track on here, I wanted to talk about a little bit because so we've already heard the next track. It's "So Be It," but it's kind of interesting what happened here. So originally it was called "So Be It Part
Part
2,"
two.
and it had a different beat that sounded almost like more of like a horror movie type of
It
beat
was
in the
like a
sonic.
score
But
more than like a beat.
I don't know if you've noticed, but if you go back on there now,
It's the
it's
same
back to the
original beat.
original.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I listened
So
to
there
it
must have
today.
been sample clearance issues, you think, maybe?
That or it might have been a beta test thing
Oh, maybe, yeah.
where yeah, like where it was like, okay, we'll see the reaction of it, and then they were like, no, let's switch it back to the other one.
Yeah.
Like a very like Kanye like move of pulling it after it's already released.
Yeah. Yeah. It is kind of like that. You're right. It is funny. So that one definitely still stands out for me. I think that video is super hard. I mean, he didn't mince, Push didn't mince any words on that thing. He goes straight for the jugular of Travis Scott.
Push is a bully, bro.
He's such a bully, man.
It was unjustified, but I love it.
Yep, I agree. I agree. So yeah, we had already kind of heard that one, and then piggybacking right off that was the first single is Ace Trumpets comes next in the lineup,
That
which was
song still holds up because I usually try to like when full albums come out, especially with something I want to listen to. I usually skip like the single one, especially Ace Trumpets because I've listened to that song so many times at this point because it's been out like a month and a half.
yeah,
But like how it just fits in the sequencing of it is perfect. Like
it really does sound amazing right after So Be It too.
yeah.
It's like perfectly combined with that one, and then another heavy hitter, not on a feature well, I guess kind of. He is singing in it a little bit. You got the Dream featured on track 6, All Things Considered,
With Pharrell too, right?
with Pharrell as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both singing on that one. And this one's pretty nice. It's a little bit of a break from the jugular cutting of the last two tracks. But I mean, the Sonics are phenomenal. And I think Pharrell, this is some of the best production I've heard out of Pharrell in a long time, in my opinion. Like throughout the whole album, really, not just this track that we're talking about, but throughout the whole thing. He was kind of showing off. And I feel like he had like a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, like with the Neptunes breakup and no Chad Hugo being on this. Like,
Definitely should. And I mean, to be honest with you, it still sounds good. But
yeah.
I mean, I do miss that connection. I kind of wish that they figured that out. But I would like another NERD album one day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure that eventually maybe they'll make up someday. I don't know. Chad. I don't know if you've ever seen like any interviews with Chad Hugo, but he's not
Very
like he's not into being in the limelight very much, or he's not like a very like personable or like talkative type of dude.
Have you ever watched that? What was that Pharrell movie? With Piece by Piece, the Lego one?
I never saw that yet. I do want to watch that though.
It's really good. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody they've worked with is in there. Yeah, everybody they worked with is in that movie and does like an interview, with the exception of Tyler. But Tyler's in it as like a thing because he came like way later in Stitcher.
Yeah,
But like everybody they've worked with, or like everybody Pharrell has worked with is in that movie. So like they got Jay-Z, you got Chad, you got Push. I don't think Malice is in it. Missy Elliott's in it. Yeah, it's Snoop.
right. It's all kind of Legos. Isn't that kind of the theme of it?
Yeah, it opens with why it's a Lego movie because I forgot the name of it, but it's like this it's like this like I guess this thing where certain people can actually like see music in color. I forgot what it's called, but it's like an actual name to it. But that's I guess what's like why Pharrell wanted to do it because it can give him more animation creativity with like how he wanted to like reinterpret it. So I mean I think it was well done, and I think that it was cool because like all ages could see it as well. So
yeah, I agree with you. So moving on from that Dream feature and the Pharrell feature, the next two tracks are like both acronyms, and the track 7 is MTBTTF, and that's Mike Tyson bite to the face or something like that. I think is what it's called. I think that's what the acronym stands
I didn't know
for.
what any of the acronyms of stuff for FICO stood for. But
Yeah, I don't know what the track 8 one, the EBITDA one is. It's escaping me at the moment. But both of these beats are definitely Pharrell showing off, in my opinion. The Mike Tyson one is one of my favorite beats on the entire project. That when they played that at the live stream, I was like, I went crazy. I was going crazy in my living room to that one. That one definitely has very high energy, and I think is going to perform pretty well on the album as far as like streaming and all that shit goes. And the same with track 8 too. Not quite. I don't like it quite as much as track 7, but both of these ones are knockouts. And then with track 9, you're finally getting to that Stove God Cooks feature, which everybody that loves underground rap has been asking for this for frickin' ever. Like, if you don't know Stove God Cooks, I think the name of his rapper name can tell you that he goes just along with these coke raps, just like pushing
no,
Malice.
I've been waiting for this ever since I heard his first project, and I'm like, I would love to hear him and Pusha T together. I think I posted this on my story. I've
Yeah,
been waiting for that feature for years, ever since I found out who Stove God was.
yeah,
The bonus is we got with Malice and over Pharrell production, and I couldn't be so happier to
yeah,
like hear Stove God. I mean, he just did the hook. I would love to do a verse on it, but I'm not even mad about what I got because
yeah,
it lived up to expectations. So
yeah.
I would love to see an EP with Clipse and Stove God together.
Man, that would be crazy. That would be so sweet. Yeah, I love that, and I love that. I think this is also just shows a great balance of the type of artists Push and Malice are, because you've got Stevie and Kendrick and these huge names in the music industry, and then you also have the underground dudes like Stove God Cooks on here, which I think is just awesome. I think that just really shows how tapped into hip hop these guys still are after all this time, and for them to give Stove God a look like that, I think is going to be really big for Stove God Cooks too.
Stove God's been on the bubble for a minute, so
Yeah,
I feel like he could go over very soon. It's just a matter, does he want to go that route, you know?
yeah.
Yeah. So that's really on him, I guess, at that point. Like, 'cause I know, like, they got who was the other dude? I thought it was Ab Soul at first, but it's like later in the album.
Oh, Ab
It's like
Lava.
Ab Lava. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's from like the late '90s,
He was
early
on their last
2000s.
out.
Yeah.
He was on that 2009 album.
Yep.
Yeah, that I wasn't hip to him either, to be honest with you. But like, that's cool that they brought that like kind of like connection back.
He
So
was actually at the live listening thing, and he actually did rap his verse when they were doing the live stream thing on Ebro's little Apple Music show. So that was pretty
what's
cool
up?
too. He's a big dude. He's a tall fella.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, he's really big. But yeah, so that was awesome to see. And then you got Inglorious Bastards coming right after FICO, which is that is the one that you were just talking about that had Ab Lava or Lava on it. And then following that, you have So Far Ahead, which a lot of people on the internet are talking about this being one of their favorite beats on the album. And this one starts off with, Pharrell singing on it too, which Pharrell's all over the singing, the production, and on the.
He did the whole album, right?
Yep. Yeah, he did the whole album.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was also a big fan of this one. I don't know it as well yet as the first half of the album because I've had more time with the beginning of it. Like I said, like 3.5 listens in less than 24 hours. I haven't done that in forever though. And then we get to track 12, dude, and they got Nas on one of my favorite songs on this
Nas
whole thing.
closing that song out in like the most perfect Nas way possible. Just
Man,
like shuts it down. Yeah.
it's so dope, and like the beat, I love how they have the beat switch like right before Nas's part comes in,
Makes
and
it more
Nas just
epic.
kills it. And
Yeah.
I want to, but while we're talking about Nas, I just want to shout out how awesome Nas is and how much he still rides for hip hop. This man is 52 years old. He had just dropped 6 albums in 3 years, all with Hit Boy. And then now the stuff he's doing in the production stuff with Mass Appeal Records, like putting out the Ghostface Killah album and then just putting out this Slick Rick album. and they just announced they got a Raekwon album coming out on Mass Appeal. Like, you know, he could have rode off into the sunset a long time ago and left
Isn't
hip-hop
Run the
alone
Jewels
if
on
he
Mass
wanted to.
Appeal too?
What's that?
Isn't Run the Jewels on Mass Appeal too?
They might be, yeah.
I know they were at some point. I don't know if they're currently on there, but
They might be. Man, that's another one I would love. I still haven't seen Run the Jewels. That's on my bucket list. I wanted to
well,
see.
they were here Tuesday.
I know. My plans. I was thinking about going, and my plans fell through to that one. But I wanted to go to that.
So I'm going to Seattle in August. I was looking to see if they're on the West Coast somewhere. I was like, maybe I can catch them around there. They in their tour in Philly. So I'm like, yeah, I know.
Man.
So makes sense.
Dude, we should see. They're not in Pittsburgh when we're going to be there, are they? That would be crazy.
No, they're not. They're not. I would
They're not.
actually, if they're in a neighboring city, like no. All right, when are they at? When does that concert go to Madison Square?
The Wu-Tang one?
Yeah,
I don't know. I would feel like that's probably
that would be the crazy.
last
That would
stop,
be
right?
that would be the one to see.
That would be crazy. That would definitely be crazy back in their hometown and everything.
Yeah.
I know their last tour, when they toured with Nas, people were mad because I don't even think there was a New York date for the Nas
That's
Wu-Tang
funny as hell.
concert, which is funny, right? Both their
Well,
hometowns.
Well, I mean, Big Sean doesn't have a date for his like the tour he's on right now. Who is it with, like Russ? I want to say.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he does. They don't have a Detroit date for that, but that's because he did that DSO show and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Russ, it's crazy how Russ is able to independently do the numbers that he's doing. He's got like the #1 independent album out right now.
It makes sense.
Crazy. And his concerts are nuts. You see footage of it and you're like, how does this many people know about Russ? It'd be like big ass stadiums full of people.
It's interesting to see how he did it because I mean, like the last independent album to sell that much actually was Sly Park. A fun fact.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Shouts to Mac Miller. God, we bring up
Yep.
Mac Miller every time.
I know, right? I mean, it was all called back. I mean, we were also talking about Pittsburgh, so there you go.
Definitely. I think that's a good time to. Then there's the final track, By the Grace of God, to close out the album, which I'm not as familiar with right now. I'm thinking about it right now, and I can't exactly remember what the very last track sounds like right off the top of my head.
I know how it closes out. It closes out with just like kind of like piano melody, and then I was actually really expecting it for culturally appropriate at the end, but it didn't happen.
You know what?
But like it's such a like good like final track because it kind of just ends on like a really relaxed like mellow note. And
Yeah.
I mean the album really takes you on like just the whole album as a general takes you on that wave. So you open with the track about your parents. Then you get the coke rap, and then you get back to like that kind of like melodic, kind of relaxed vibe. So
Yeah, and it kind of almost feels like a book ending too, because they have Stevie Wonder, I believe, also. Now that you mentioned that, I think he also plays keys on the closing track.
nice. Did not know that one.
Yeah, so they definitely busted out the heavy hitters, and I'm sure this probably cost them a lot of money to make.
I'm about to say like, bust out some money on that one.
But they're going to reap the rewards now because this thing's going to do crazy numbers and it's independent. I mean, they just have distribution through Rock Nation, but I mean, it belongs to them, and they'll be able to retain the masters and everything, which means they can license it the way they want to.
Mm-hmm.
And
Vinyl sales, all that. We probably get all that merch. Yeah.
I cannot wait. So me, E, and our other old roommate Sean, we have tickets to see them at the Majestic Theater in September.
They end their tour at
That's
Majestic
incredible.
in Detroit.
I wonder if they'll have
Earthquake.
Daru Jones on drums for that too, because he played with them at
That'll be sick.
Tiny Desk. That'll be dope.
That
if
would
they
be
have him in
really
Detroit.
sick. Damn, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the Tiny Desk after this.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get back on again, and we can talk about the Tiny Desk later.
All right.
And I guess before we close out here, I guess it's also a good time to announce. I think we've kind of talked about it like on our stories and stuff, but E and I got invited out to the Barrel and Flow Festival in Pittsburgh, what we were just kind of alluding to a minute ago, to kind of cover and run media for it. And, Beats, Brews, and Points of View alumni, Na Bonsai is going to be performing there. So it'll be cool to be able to see her in a different city. So I'm excited about that.
Not only that, I told her, like, we can do 150 from there, too. So I'm like, that's kind of the plan.
That would be really dope. I
I
would
mean,
love that.
I was just gonna take the equipment with me. We just knocked that out, and I was gonna shoot photos for her anyway. So I'm like, let's make it a whole fucking thing, you know?
Yeah. Everybody go stream Na Bonsai's new single. It's called Invisible Fist. It's out wherever you get streaming. It's
I don't.
really, really amazing stuff.
Did
It's got
she
a lot
announce?
of our
Did she
local
announce her album yet?
What's that?
Did she announce her album yet? Because I don't want to be the one to do it.
I don't know if she's
Okay,
announced her
so never
album
mind.
yet,
I'll
so
shut up. All right,
I won't do that, but I will mention before we go that there's local musicians playing on that single with her, including Haruki, who used to work or who still works at the Plymouth Rock recording company where E and I
Oh
used
my
to
God.
record our
Fun
podcast.
fact: Haruki did Trippy Nights in Detroit for me.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I
Yeah, he did.
forgot about that stat.
Yeah,
Man,
Haruki's
Haruki's
my
one of the
guy.
most talented dudes ever. But anyhow, I am about to now go to the hospital and get some x-rays done just to make sure that I'm not really sick. But I
Bro,
was able to power through the
yeah.
live stream.
Make sure to take care of yourself. Like,
I
we
will.
need you here. Like,
Yeah.
like don't crap out on us. All right.
Yeah, I won't. And Frosty, I love you, buddy, and I hope I can catch one of your guys' shows pretty soon here coming up.
Hold up. Sorry, I got the game was running a little slow. Frost. Yeah.
Peace, Frosty, love you, boy. All right, man. I'll talk to you.
All right. Later. Corey, peace, bro. See you.